As Canada's mission in Afghanistan comes to a close, we bring you one soldier's compelling story. From his first days on the line of duty to the terrifying day he was wounded and his journey home. Here's our Mike Drolet.
The only world most Afghans know is one immersed in war. There's no peace in a life so poor. Not even summer, which most people in the world look forward to, offers peace.
Go, go, go! There's your man! Go and get up here!
Here, it's called the fighting season. In 2006, our introduction to Corporal Jordan Lobb and his platoon coincided with their first mission in country.
So you've been in the country for 2 weeks?
No, like 4 days.
4 days. And your first impressions?
It's hot, man.
Lobb was like any other Canadian soldier new to Afghanistan, fresh-faced, eager to serve, yet wary of the realities of a conflict most Canadians seemed unsure of.
If I come home alive, that'll be good. You know what I mean? It's about all the good I can do over here, I feel.
It was a confusing time for the Canadian military, still clinging to the notion its mission was to rebuild a country bombed back to the Middle Ages. The violent insurgency, as we've come to know it, was just heating up.
Arnie coming in!
Spin Boldak was the perfect place for Lobb's company, Charles' company, to get its feet wet. Desolate, flat, with few permanent structures and, most importantly, fewer Taliban.
Good there, that's good there. It's good.
When we first showed up to the spot, it looked like a wasteland and there was nobody around. And within half an hour, 40 minutes, people were coming in droves. There was people putting their family members in wheelbarrows and wheeling them out to the tent or wherever they were giving the medical aid. And there was literally, I think there was hundreds of them by the time we ended up leaving.
And for a brief moment, terrifying.
He put a white cell phone in his pocket. Turn it on.
In the crowd, a local began using a cell phone, a simple act, but one that almost got him killed.
I saw a sergeant put his gun up and pointed at a dude, start screaming, yelling, pointing at him, running at him, and
You thought something was going to happen?
I thought that fella was going to get shot, and that would pretty much be the end of it.
What could have been a call to the Taliban turned out to be nothing. The man apologized, shook hands with the soldiers who were prepared to shoot him, and put his cell phone away. For the next month, Lobb's platoon played a dangerous game, rolling into hot spots, hoping the enemy would engage them. There was purpose to the madness. The Canadians were getting a feel for Taliban positions in the lead-up to Operation Medusa, a major push to get the Taliban out of the Panjwai district.
Flash out!
Charles' company was at the tip of the spear, but the Taliban were waiting and held their position. They were ambushed. 4 Canadians died, 9 were wounded.
That was one of the worst days of my entire life, for sure.
Days later, the airfield in Kandahar would be crowded with caskets, the worst day in Canadian military history since the Korean War. The night of the ambush, Charles' company went to bed thinking about the battle to come while watching the U.S. Air Force pummel Taliban positions. Most impressive was the fire that came out of the A-10 Warthog.
I'll never forget that sound, ever. I thought the mountains were crumbling around me. I've never heard anything like it in my entire life, ever. It's incredible.
It was early morning and the Canadians were burning garbage. An A-10 pilot in the air was told the Taliban had lit a fire. One Canadian was killed, 30 were wounded, including Lobb. He was airlifted to a Dutch hospital for surgery. We caught up with him back in Kandahar.
I got hit in my back instantly because it was like red hot when it went into my back. I felt it. You know, I hit the ground pretty hard and then realized my leg was hit as well. And then I looked around and I mean, everybody was hit. My whole platoon, less 8 people, were squirming on the ground. It was chaotic.
Most worrisome was a piece of shrapnel lodged near his spine. The doctors decided it was too dangerous to pull out. Within 3 weeks, he was back in Canada in rehab and thinking about the future. He was happy to be alive, certainly, but for this soldier, his only thought was returning to Charles' company.
I tried my hardest to get back to Afghanistan after I got hurt, but I wasn't allowed to go back.
You worked hard, didn't you?
I was supposed to fly out the next day and I got shut down by my doctor pretty much.
He said no.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I still had an open wound in my back.
But you wanted to get back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Of course I did.
That drive is hard for most to understand. To get wounded, to almost die, would send most running the opposite way. But Lob is infantry to the core. It's his dream, and he wasn't ready to let it go. Back in Canada, this time for good, he tried to make the most of it, sitting behind a desk.
I would order the training area, I would get them their bullets, I would sort their food out.
I never imagined you as a clerk.
No, I never imagined myself as a clerk either.
That adventurous spirit eventually got the better of him and he quit the desk job. He made one last push to rehab his back and return to the field. But he couldn't carry the 80-pound rucksack. Jordan needed to find a new dream and some peace. He found that in his wife Amanda and a now 18-month-old bundle of joy named Jersey. And now Jordan's applied to become an image tech, a job taking pictures wherever the military needs it. Jordan Lob was living his dream in the infantry before the worst day of his life derailed his plans. He had to let go of that dream for a new one to take hold. Now this soldier has a new mission, with Amanda, Jersey, and hopefully in a few weeks the call from the Army that will make it all complete.
You know, I just need that offer and I can be accepted into that trade and then all the pieces are basically in place.
And that would be it, huh?
That'd be her, yeah.